Long ago, before the sun and the moon knew their place in the sky, the earth was a wild and untamed land, covered in dense forests and rivers that ran like veins through the heart of the world. There was no day or night, and the spirits of the land lived freely among the people. They danced in the winds and whispered through the trees, but none of them knew the will of the Great One who had made them all. In a village by the edge of the river, there lived an elder named Okoro, who was known for his wisdom. He was a storyteller, and it was said that his stories came from the time before time. One evening, as the golden light of the setting sun warmed the earth, Okoro gathered the children and the elders in the village square. He had a story to share, one passed down from his forefathers. "Children of the earth and sky," Okoro began, his voice rich with the power of the words he spoke. "Listen well to the story of how the heavens and the earth were made, for it is a tale of great importance." The children sat at his feet, eyes wide, as the village echoed with the sounds of crickets and the occasional call of a bird. The first creation, the land and the sea. "Once," Okoro continued, "there was a time when the earth and the sky were but one. The spirits of the land and sky walked side by side, but none knew their purpose. The Great One, whose name no mortal tongue can truly speak, saw this and decided to give each one a place. The Great One called upon the waters, and with a word, he parted the land from the sea. He gave the land the power to bear fruit, trees and animals, and he gave the sea its depths, filled with life and mystery. But the land was lonely without the sun. So the Great One spoke again and made the sun, and he placed it high above the world. And with the sun came the moon, the Great One's companion in the sky. The sun would rule the day, and the moon the night. This was their covenant, to never leave the sky, but to rule together, each in its turn. At this point, Okoro's gaze turned inward, as if the story had taken a new direction. He spoke slower now, as if the tale had become something deeper, something personal. Many seasons passed. The earth began to flourish with creatures, great beasts in the forest, birds in the sky, and fish in the rivers. But the Great One, seeing how these creatures thrived, decided that there must be a creature who would walk upon the earth with wisdom, a creature who could understand the songs of the land and the words of the spirits. So the Great One created the first people, the children of the land. He breathed life into them, and they awoke, understanding the land and the sky. They were called to tend to the earth, to speak with the spirits, and to live in harmony with the world around them. But, Okoro's voice grew somber, there was a warning given to them by the Great One. "Remember the covenant, and do not seek to know the secrets that I have kept hidden, for knowledge is a heavy thing, and it can cause the world to tremble." But one among them, a man named Kofi, was filled with desire. He sought to know the secrets of the Great One, to uncover the mysteries of the sky and the earth. Kofi climbed the tallest mountain, seeking answers that were never meant to be found. And when he reached the peak, he saw a vision of the stars and the sun and the moon. He saw the fire that burned at the heart of the world and heard the whispers of the spirits in the wind. Yet, Okoro's voice lowered, in seeking to know too much, Kofi's heart was filled with fear and pride. He spoke aloud, and his words reached the ears of the Great One. And the Great One, in his wisdom, spoke no more. The villagers listened in silence, understanding the weight of the words. Okoro's voice softened again as he concluded. But the people of the earth, though they had broken the covenant, were not abandoned. The Great One sent his spirit to the heart of the land to guide them once again. The sun continued to rise and the moon to shine, but now the earth was in need of care, for it was no longer perfect. Yet the people, remembering their covenant, worked together with the spirits to restore balance to the world. And so the covenant endures, Okoro said, his voice echoing softly through the trees. For the people of the earth must always remember that knowledge, while a gift is also a burden, and those who seek too much risk forgetting the harmony that the Great One intended for all. The wind carried the last words of Okoro's story into the night. The children sat quietly, the weight of the tale settling into their hearts, and from that day on, whenever the sun set and the moon rose, the people of the village remembered the covenant. They knew their place in the world, and they respected the secrets held by the Great One, for the balance of the earth and sky could not be disturbed. In this retelling, the African elements are woven throughout the tale, the respect for nature, the wisdom of elders, and the sense of balance between people, spirits, and the world around them. The story's structure, too, is reflective of African oral tradition, where the narrator's voice is central to guiding the listener through